Hello everyone and welcome to Games, Comics and Crafts. In this video I'll be looking at Cobra Commander issue 5. Okay, so this is the final issue of the Cobra Commander miniseries. Particularly nice cover, I think, if you ask me. Okay, so starts off with all of Destro's Mars secure storages being exploded up. And Destro needs to know who's doing it. Captures this guy, brings him in to question him. Turns out he is one of the Dreadnoks. Dreadnoks gives him a note, which is basically the invitation to a out-of-the-way town, where they land with a helicopter. All of Destro's men are cut down, apart from the Dreadnought and Destro and one other guy. Yeah, he's right-hand man. And basically, Cobra Commander shows up and says, "Hey, this is a display of the power I've got. I can pretty much kill you at a whim, but I'm not going to because I've got an interest in something for you." And he said, "Okay, what you got?" So he goes underneath the town and discovers that the Doctor we saw in the previous issues is basically been generating all of this tech. Brings a captured bat to him as well, and basically explains he's got a power source and technology that only Cobra Commander has. And they make a deal after Cobra Commander kills his own men to display what the bat can do, to basically team up. And Cobra Commander gets rid of the silly hat and actually looks like Cobra Commander, which is really nice. The Dreadnought basically says to the Dreadnought, "Okay, right, you can go now." He says, "No, I'm not going to run away, because if I run away, you're going to shoot me in the back." He says, "Ah, you're okay, you're smart." So they kind of join together. Cobra starts his group of crazy people. And then back on Cobra La, we see that, and I can't remember, I would say Globulus, but I can't remember. Anyway, he's there, and this is after Megatron has escaped. They discover about Cybertron, which is apparently this obviously it's robotic world that is completely against the way that they live, because obviously they build their stuff organic and stuff. And they basically get into this kind of squid-like ship, or at least he sends a group of people in this squid-like ship, and off they pop out into space. Now, theoretically, they're going off to try Cybertron. Don't know how they fly so quick, because that'd be interesting, but we will see. Or maybe they're just looking. Anyway, that seems to be what they insinuate. So that's it. That's it for the end of Cobra Commander. This is Destro, which we've seen before with the new stuff, and obviously then we've got that for 5 issues, and that's going to round up. And then we've got Scarlet as well running at the same time. That's going to be 5 issues, I believe, as well. Now, all in all, not a bad book. I would have done it a different way, though. So, I would have had the last issue of Cobra Commander. He starts amassing his army. Okay? So we start seeing him do stuff. And actually obviously organise these people, because obviously these sometimes obviously pass between issue 4 and issue 5, and that's the problem with these multiple timeline books that have got, you know, Cobra Commander and Duke and obviously Transformer stuff all kind of laying at the same kind of timeline, is that you kind of got to try and keep them to the kind of parallel. So obviously sometimes pass because he's a massive group. So I would have had Cobra Commander 5 being him amassing the group of people, doing a little bit of research, discovering that Mars has got these bunkers and they've got this technology that could help him, and obviously building the stuff underground, which I assume is the Cobra village from the Cobra town from the comics, which I cannot remember what it's called. I want to say Somerville, but that's not right. But yeah, that was a pretty cool idea to have the town built underground where they all kind of hid out, and that was pretty cool. So yeah, so that would have been my Cobra Commander issue 5. The construction of that, the massing of the people. Then Destro comic would have been Destro discovers over the course of 5 issues, interspace with origin story if you want to, because I suspect that's what we're going to get in the miniseries, that Mars stuff is being attacked and stuff is being destroyed, and he's desperate to find out who it is. And then in Destro issue 5, we get the rest of this comic. So in Destro issue 5, he basically discovers who it is by getting that to Redux. They make the team, and then we get the meet up, and they decide to work together. So the Gobbler stuff at the end could have been in the last issue of Cobra Commander, because them being in space ain't going to be a problem. Because we're obviously not going to get G.I. Joe or Cobra as organisations, each one, technically until the end of Scarlet at least. So we're not going to be behind if you put Destro first. I just think that would give somewhat, a bit more, and obviously gives him a reason why he's got the bat. Because he might, obviously he's probably kidnapped that from one of the bases, but we could see that, we'd have actually just seen that, which would be nice, rather than kind of all be implied. So that's the way I'd have done it. It just depends on what Destro is going to be about, if that would work or not. But I would say that that's a kind of a more stretched out, more kind of less time jumpy version of doing it, and we still would have ended up with the same result at the end of the miniseries, which I think would be really cool. So anyway, Cobra Commander's actually been surprisingly good. I say, when it first came out, I didn't think it was going to be at all interesting, because of the fact that who wants to okay, who wants a story about the Cobra Commander's origins? Duh, very boring. Yeah, right, okay. I thought they'd start going back into like, oh, he was a small boy on the streets and then he could do this, whatever. No, okay, it's actually quite interesting. So they started at the right place, I think, and gave us enough information that you realise he was a bad guy, and why he's a bad guy, kind of, at least with his interactions with Cobra. And we get to this end point, obviously, where he's got a army, which is perfect. So yeah, so we'll see what happens next. To say, I'm curious about the Destro book. It looks very reverse artwork. I'm curious about the Scarlet book, because the Scarlet book obviously looks like it's going to have Storm Shadow's clan and Snake Eyes' clan somewhere along the line there. I don't see anything about them yet, but I assume they will shut up at some point. But yeah, all in all, another decent addition to the Energon Universe. And I think the only thing we've got to do this week is a review of the next Void Rival, so that should be coming hopefully later on. Which has got Springer in it, which is not surprising, because actually he's on the cover this time rather than being a second print cover, so everyone's going to know Springer's in it. So anyway, that's about it for my ramblings about this book. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks very much. Bye bye.